Now on Sunrise and streaming on crossroadstoday.com, we take a look at local closures in response to the severe winter weather. Plus, we share what warming centers are open this week in response to those freezing temperatures. Plus, we take a look at how parts of the state are preparing for the cold.
Now it's my turn. Speaking of freezing temperatures, that's the case in Victoria right now at 30 degrees. Good visibility for the time being, with clouds increasing, so are the precipitation chances. We'll give you the details coming up in your forecast.
Now, how about some wheelchair basketball to talk about? Coming up in sports, the city of Victoria hosted a tournament. See how the tournament went and more in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning, Crossroads, and happy MLK Day.
I'm Trey Mining.
Oh yeah, I'm Carolina. And it's also Inauguration Day, a lot of historic things happening today.
For sure,
Trey.
for sure. Yeah, very historic day.
Along with politics, the weather.
Very important topic as well. Of course, a very historical day for sure in the country. And for our reasons here, it's definitely the winter conditions impending on us. Freeze warning in effect currently until 9 a.m. There'll be another freeze warning again tonight for temperatures at or below freezing, more than likely. So keep that in mind. And we'll see increasing clouds throughout the day and in anticipation of winter weather headed our way, coming up for overnight tonight into your day on Tuesday. A winter storm warning has been issued for all the counties you see there in white, which includes all the Crossroads counties you see. For the timeline, looking about 12 midnight or so to about 9 or 10 a.m. on your Tuesday, when the best chance of snow, sleet, and ice accumulation is expected. Hazardous driving, so please stay off the roads. We don't want you to get into an accident or anything like that. Temperature is currently in the 20s and near 30 degrees area-wide, pretty much even along the immediate coast. Definitely cold temperatures to be had. What's the timeline on the frozen precipitation chances around here? What's it looking like? We'll take a look at that a little bit later on in the full forecast. Carolina?
Thank you, Trey. And here's an update on school closures for our area in response to the weather. At this time, Victoria ISD, Victoria Christian School, and Industrial ISD have canceled classes for Tuesday and Wednesday, and all Wharton County Junior College campuses will be closed. Goliad ISD, Nazareth Academy, Tidehaven, Palacios, Bay City, and Van Vleck ISDs have canceled classes for Tuesday. Calhoun County ISD has also canceled classes for Tuesday with a 2-hour delayed start on Wednesday. You can get the latest changes, delays, and closures on our website, crossroadstoday.com. The University of Houston Victoria and Victoria College both announcing a pause in operations this week. Following MLK Day, UHV and VC will remain closed on Tuesday and Wednesday due to the winter weather conditions. And here's a reminder. The warming centers are open in several Crossroads communities for those needing to get out of the cold. Our Lady of Sorrows Catholic Church and the Salvation Army of Victoria will be open from 5 p.m. to 8 a.m. today through next Thursday, or rather this Thursday, and early this week when the temperatures will be the coldest. Those locations will be open during the day as well. And Cuero is opening 2 warming centers this week. The Cuero Fire Department will be open today through Thursday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And the Cuero Municipal Library will be open Tuesday through Thursday from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. And Palacios, an all-night warming center, will be available today through Tuesday night at 1001 5th Street. Now we take a look at how communities across the state are getting creative in their preparations for the incoming freezing temperatures.
For these truck drivers, there will be a lot of repetition on the roads.
Once we see ice start to form, we apply continually until we start to see it thaw out.
Jennifer Almonte is Precinct 3 Road and Bridge Director, coordinating 15 trucks to cover nearly 7,000 roadway miles and more than 600 bridges in their precinct, mainly areas north of the city. Like here off of Luetta Road, where crews were out on Sunday.
If you see these trucks, please give our crews space to work.
But there's another key piece of advice for drivers.
We're really asking people not to be on the roads. We'd like to have really only emergency vehicles out.
They are also urging homeowners, including HOAs and mud districts, to turn off sprinkler systems to prevent other roadways from possibly freezing. If they do, these teams will be there to respond.
You know, Houston isn't really a snowfall type of area, so we don't have snowplows and that type of equipment in stock. And so we've had to really be creative and inventive in different ways to clear the roads.
And that leads us to your viewer poll. You can scan the QR code on your screen to take part. We want to know, did you leave your faucets dripping overnight? Okay, let's take a look. 71% of you say yes, and 29% of you say no. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part in our viewer poll. After President-elect Donald Trump takes the oath of office today, he's expected to sign more than 50 executive orders, maybe 100. His orders are expected to include a crackdown on illegal immigration at the southern border, reversing Biden administration policies, and restructuring the federal workforce. In the Middle East, the first Israeli hostages and Palestinian prisoners have been released as the result of a ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas. The release of 3 women, the first of 33 hostages due to be freed from Gaza under phase 1 of the ceasefire deal, was in exchange for 90 Palestinian prisoners held in Israeli jails who were released early this morning. Victoria City Council members are set to meet on Tuesday. They'll gather at 5 p.m. inside Council chambers at 107 West Wan Lin Street. On the agenda is the proclamation of School Board Recognition Month. Also on the agenda is a proposed amendment to Chapter 15 of the City of Victoria's Code to include sex offender residency restrictions. The Victoria Police Department has noticed a 45% increase in sex offenders registering with the department in the last 2.5 years. The department has received an increased number of phone calls from out-of-town sex offender registrants asking if the city has residency restrictions. The department staff recommends that City Council members adopt an ordinance establishing child safety zones. Preparations are underway in Washington, D.C. for the second inauguration of Donald Trump. Security is tight, and the National Mall is ready for the historic swearing in of the president and vice president. Join us on air and online this morning starting at 7 a.m. for live coverage of this key moment in American history. Remember, follow us on our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit that like button and click the notification bell. The time now, looking at our clock up here, it's just about 6:38 on our Monday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up next on 25 News Now Sunrise. A social media app that became inaccessible over the weekend makes its return.
I'm ABC's Perry Russom on Capitol Hill. It's Inauguration Day in D.C. Donald Trump is set to become the 47th president of the United States. That story coming up.
Okay, look at the temperatures currently in the 20s and 30s across the Crossroads region this morning. Bundle up if you're going outside. We have a timeline of the frozen precipitation chances coming up. Morning once again. Let's take a look at the temperatures currently in the 20s and 30s along the immediate coast, especially from Victoria southward in the 30s, that is. Everyone above US 59 is pretty much at or below the freezing mark. Let's take a look at the review of the temperatures today, not recovering too much. We'll be in the 40s, low 40s at that, by about 12 noon or so will be our daytime high. The temperature is hovering at that level coming up for the rest of the afternoon. By 6 p.m. the sun begins to go down and temperatures go down as well. 30s or so, more than likely by the 2 a.m. hour, where the frozen precip chances are really on the increase at that time. And 20s by later on in the morning time. And not getting much of a freezing for your day tomorrow, with the frozen precipitation chances lasting at least through half the day. Let's take a look at the timeline. Let me step out of the frame here and get a better view. And we're seeing the rain coming in off the Gulf of Mexico. Some frozen precipitation chances by later on this afternoon, probably in our western counties. And really expanding as we head toward the midnight hour through the first few hours of the morning for your Tuesday. And really expanding and building southward. Here's the rain snow line, pretty much this model right here. So we have a pretty good mix in Victoria County by then. Pretty widespread at best. And through the 7 and 8 a.m. hour, moving out by about 10 a.m. or so, according to the model runner here. Replace that by even colder air coming in, lows well into the teens, likely coming up for your Wednesday morning. Be prepared for that. So the window of frozen precipitation chances roughly about 11 to 12 o'clock this overnight tonight to about 10 a.m. to 11 o'clock in the morning for your day on Tuesday. So keep that in mind if you have any traveling. Better yet, postpone the traveling to a better day. Your full forecast comes up a little bit later on.
The wheelchair basketball tournament for the Texas Amateur Athletic Federation concluded this past weekend. The Texas Outlaws, who won last year's competition, finished second, losing to the San Antonio Parasports Wheelchair Sports Organization. Now, make sure you check out our sports section on our website along with our YouTube channel to see the full story. But in the meantime, here's a little preview.
The rules are very common with able-bodied sports. So with the wheels, of course, we know that's how they move. They do not have what we would know traditionally as a double dribble. So you don't have a double dribble. What you do is you have two pushes. You have two pushes, and then you have to bring the ball up.
I wouldn't say it was nerves. I'd say we just intensity went up, and you get close to the end, you just want to see it through, and plus being tired.
The Tidehaven girls basketball team with one of their toughest challenges this season. They are preparing to take on the Columbus Cardinals. This game has been rescheduled to Monday. These changes made due to the severe weather. The action will also receive a special start time at 3 p.m. No JV games will be played. The Cardinals are the only team to beat the Tigerettes this season, but can Tidehaven regroup and find an answer? Hopefully so. But that does it for your sports. Until next time, I'm Ray Robinson.
Thank you, Ray. All right, we want to invite y'all to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, or Android TV. Just search for Crossroads Today Plus. Today, Donald Trump becomes the President of the United States for a second time. Trump taking the oath of office at 11 a.m. this morning inside the Capitol Rotunda. At a rally last night, he outlined the goals of his administration.
ABC News has learned President-elect Trump is preparing to take more than 200 executive actions on his first day back in office.
I will act with historic speed and strength and fix every single crisis facing our country.
Immigration is a top priority for Trump. He is expected to declare a national emergency on the U.S.-Mexico border, order troops to build more infrastructure along the border, and relaunch his Remain in Mexico policy for migrants. Federal agents were expected to plan and carry out mass deportations in Chicago and other sanctuary cities, targeting high-priority criminal targets that DHS teams have been investigating for months.
So when ICE goes out, they're going to know exactly who they're looking for.
But now when and where those possible deportation raids could take place is reportedly being reconsidered after initial details were leaked.
By the time the sun sets tomorrow evening, the invasion of our borders will have come to a halt.
Trump is expected to issue executive orders that will roll back limits on offshore drilling, repeal rules on electric vehicles, and rescind DEI and gender-related directives from the Biden administration. Trump also pledging to pardon some of the rioters who were at the Capitol on January 6, 2021. Trump returns to the Capitol today, taking the oath of office indoors because of the bitter cold. About 600 invited guests are expected to attend. Nearly 8,000 National Guard troops from 40 states are protecting the events. The Secret Service tells ABC News there are no active direct threats to the inauguration ceremony. Before heading to the Capitol this morning, Trump and Biden will have tea in the White House. Biden will be at the inauguration today. Trump was not there 4 years ago when it was Biden's term. Perry Russom, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
TikTok came back online in the U.S. on Sunday after being inaccessible late Saturday night due to a federal ban. The company said its services were being restored after President-elect Donald Trump provided assurances that the company's service providers would not face any penalties. Trump says he planned to issue an order to give TikTok's China-based company more time to find an approved buyer before the ban takes effect. As of this morning, Victoria County commissioners are scheduled to meet at 10 a.m. on Tuesday. They'll consider approving the 2024 racial profiling report for the Victoria County Constable in Precinct 3 and the Victoria County Sheriff's Office. They'll also receive, for the record, the 2024 Indigent Defense and Pretrial Services yearly report, as well as a fully executed 2025 PetSmart Adoption Prep Grant Agreement. The time is now 6:46 on our Monday morning. Still to come on Sunrise, we take a look at the impacts of lingering COVID effects. Okay, it's time to celebrate some birthdays. Happy birthday to Paula. Happiest birthday wishes from your loving family.
And also happy birthday to Gabe. To the best, Gigi. Thank you. We appreciate everything you do for us very much daily. Hope you have a wonderful, blessed day from all the kiddos and the wife.
Happy birthday to Gage. I want to wish our Gagey baby a happy 3rd birthday. We love you so much. You give us all life. Love mommy, daddy, and all your brothers and sisters.
Happy 16th birthday to Maria. Hope you have a great day. And of course, to see your birthday wish live on 25 News Now, come to our website and click on the drop-down menu and click the Home tab, and you'll see the Submit Photo right there.
All right, the time is now 6:47 on our Monday morning. Happy birthday if you're celebrating one today. Happy birthday to my sister Martha. I love you so much. I gotta go see her, Trey.
You need to do that, of course. Family's important. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Good morning once again. Before we go, let's take a look at the timeline again for the precipitation chances. Pretty much dry for the majority of the daytime hours today, except maybe along the immediate coast. Maybe a little bit of precipitation potentially appearing, small amounts, well to our west, from Aquero toward Karn City and near Interstate 37, further west from there, and expanding in coverage area by the time we get to 10 o'clock, especially by midnight or so, coming up for your Tuesday. Pretty widespread event coming up for your 6 a.m. for your Tuesday. See right here, snow and frozen precipitation line pretty much along US 59. So definitely Victoria County more than likely have a mix of both in the region. That'll last through the 7 a.m., 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. By 11 o'clock or so, pretty much pushed to the east, replacing that with even colder temperatures, very much in the teens. Yes, I said teens coming up for your Wednesday morning, so definitely have those pipes wrapped for sure. Maybe a little bit of sun by this morning time, by about noon or so. In Port Lavaca, cloudy skies all day long, temperatures struggling to get to 40 degrees. Puero as well, starting up below freezing, cloudy skies throughout the majority of the day, with highs near 40 degrees there as well. In Victoria County, about the same as well, in the city as well. As we're seeing rain chances after about midnight or so. Cloudy skies throughout the majority of the day, maybe a little bit of a sprinkle sometime during the noon hour. Not totally out of the question. Extended forecast for us. Rain chances and precipitation chances mainly in the PM hours toward the overnight tonight and early morning hours to mid-morning for your day on Tuesday. Alert days of both days. Teens for lows, very hard freeze coming up for your Wednesday morning. But hang on, folks, it looks better. Near 70 by the weekend.
COVID has had some lingering effects on health, and some are surprising. For example, a new study suggests that the death from dementia climbed during the pandemic years.
A new report highlights how the COVID-19 pandemic impacted our oldest generation. Data from the National Vital Statistics System shows that deaths linked to dementia spiked in 2020, up over 10% from the year before. This trend was particularly high for women and affected white adults most, followed by Black and Hispanic groups. While dementia-related death rates have slowly declined since then, they're still above pre-pandemic levels. And a notable shift, fewer people passed away in nursing homes, with more spending their last days at home with family. The best way to keep your mind sharp for as long as possible, simple things like exercise, eating right, and maintaining a healthy weight can go a long way. With this Medical Minute, I'm Andrew Dimbert, ABC News.
Still to come on Sunrise, news to know before you go. We take a look at an art show on ice. Breaking this morning, President Joe Biden has pardoned Dr. Anthony Fauci, General Mark Milley, and members of the January 6th committee, an extraordinary use of presidential power against a potential revenge from Trump. And thousands came out to enjoy art on a frozen lake in Minneapolis over the weekend, despite bone-chilling temperatures. The annual Art Shanty Projects began its first of 4 weekends of welcoming visitors to explore immersive art installations on Lake Harriet. The art was presented in or near shanties, and a repurposing of the shelters is often seen on Minnesota lakes for individuals who ice fish during the frigid depths of winter. A celebration of Martin Luther King Jr. is still on for today in Victoria. The MLK Day March starts at 10 a.m. today at Palestine Baptist Church on East Convent. It'll end at Bethlehem Baptist Church on South Depot, where a community program begins at 11 a.m. with guest speaker Pastor Larry Green. In observance of MLK Day, the City of Victoria and Victoria County will close all non-emergency offices today, but the library will be open until 5 p.m. They're planning to have MLK programming during the day. All pickup routes will be unaffected and run as normal. The City of Seadrift continues to be under a boil water notice. City Council members are set to meet at 6 p.m. on Wednesday as part of a special meeting. They're going to look at extending the declaration of a local state disaster. They'll meet inside council chambers, and that disaster was first declared by the Mayor Pro Temp on Thursday, January 16th. Water woes also plaguing the community of Bloomington, where a discoloration and smell of the water has caused residents to raise concerns. The Water Board held a meeting last week to discuss the ongoing issues, and they shared their plans to use community block grants to replace old pipes to help resolve ongoing water issues. Their next meeting is at 93 Illinois Street at 8 a.m. on Friday, February 28th. The nonprofit organization Bloomington Stronger Together has rescheduled its upcoming town hall to Tuesday, January 28th. The town hall was originally scheduled for this Tuesday. Fort Worth had nearly 990,000 residents as of January of last year. That's according to recent estimates from the Texas Demographic Center, just barely surpassing Austin to become the state's fourth largest city. You can read this story by the Texas Tribune on our website, crosswordstoday.com. And we want to invite y'all to experience our new digital streaming service, Crosswords Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, and Android TV. Just search for Crosswords Today Plus. Now let's take a look at our freezing temperatures today as we plunge into this polar vortex. Trey, are we still calling it that?
Oh yeah, I guess you could say that. It definitely qualifies. Definitely polar for sure. Okay, coming up for the day, mostly dry throughout the majority of the day. After about sunset or so, the rain chances and the precipitation chances begin to increase. We have alert days for today, tomorrow, and even on your Wednesday. And so the timeline looking at frozen precipitation is from about 11 o'clock or so, midnight tonight, through about noontime on your Tuesday. So during that window there will be the best time to see that, and the times you need to stay off the road and wait till a better day to travel. We want you to remain safe. After the frozen precipitation is out of here, we really chill down. We'll have lows in the teens coming up for your Wednesday morning. Definitely a hard freeze. Wrap those pipes up if you haven't already. But hang on, folks. Look at that. Looking great, in my opinion, about near 70 degrees by the weekend.
Oh wow, Trey, looking very chilly, and I know we're all getting ready to prepare for those freezing temps. I know I've already cooked all the meat in my fridge.
Very good, very good.
Next up are the beets and the broccoli. I'm gonna get them all just in case we lose power, because there's always a chance.
Carolina's winter cookout, sounds like.
Carolina's cooking this week.
Carolina's cooking with Carolina.
I'm gonna bring you some baked potato soup, Trey.
Do that, I hold you to that.
All right, well, thank y'all for being with us this morning. Join Shanadon, Maclovio, and Max today for 25 News Now at 5, 6, and 10. And stick around for our live coverage of the historic second inauguration of Donald J. Trump. Have a great day.